Surprise! So, I want to go ahead and explain something. So, I'm so sorry. I'm still sick. So you know how I was talking about how everything else was going to be ending? Well, with the new PlayStation, I had all the information from the old PlayStation transferred over to this one with a 25-foot long cable, and I was basically able to go ahead and save, the Shadow Castle series, the Nebula series, and also I didn't get to finish the Far Cry 4 series, so I get to go ahead and do that. However, there are a few things that I am a little upset about. Before I did the transfer of information between the two PlayStations, I actually had my new games saved onto that PlayStation, and I figured maybe it'll just be adding that information to this PlayStation instead of replacing it. Instead, it did exactly that. It replaced all of it. So now I have to go ahead and spend 4 days trying to get all those games back uploaded, because that's how long it took me to go ahead and get all those games loaded up onto the PlayStation. For some weird reason, that's what it said. That's how long it took. Some took like minutes, and then everything else said 99 plus hours when I woke up in the morning, and then just went down to about an hour and a half, and then others said, actually I had 2 or 3 that said 6 hours, and I was like, what the heck? So, I'm just fixing my wire. I'm going to be stuttering with a lot of words. I had to go to the ER last night, and what happened was that apparently I have the flu and I have pneumonia. I'm not exactly supposed to be doing this. I only just finished out filing information, so that way I could take days off of work. Every now and then I'm going to be turning off the mic, because I am going to be coughing a lot. It's just how you guys didn't hear what you already heard. I'm basically going to be sounding like complete crap. Another thing that I'm upset about. So, recently, I forgot to turn off the mic. Recently, I did a Kerbal Space Program video, where I was talking about how I was going to, do a few other missions following up the, Polar Station mission. Well, the mobile base is gone with the rest of the information. I tried going on Kerbal Space Program this morning, and apparently nothing saved. So the issue with that is that I'm gonna have to go back online, rewatch the video, relaunch the mission, and then I'm gonna have to go ahead and recreate the rocket that I was going to be making for a upcoming video. So that's gonna have to happen. But enough talk. Still in my bedroom. I should be wearing socks. I'm like having chills, so every now and then I'm like really hot, and then I'm really cold. Everything has been cleaned out. I have my entire room clean. Not clean, it's still a disaster. And I forgot to turn off the mic again. I wish I could just lower the volume, but I don't know. Any mic that actually lowers a mic volume, unless it's like hooked up to an actual computer or something. So, the game updated, Minecraft. We have bees now. We have other mobs as well. And I still have a floor that needs to be redone. And, of course, a lot of things that need to be looked into. So, it's still going to be a while until I can get all this work done. But with a little extra time for me to actually start thinking about what I'm going to be doing has helped me a lot with planning ahead. So, I know what I'm going to be doing for the mines. I know what I'm going to be doing. I know what I'm going to be doing for the prison tower. I'm going to make some improvements on the main structure because I have been looking at a few old sketches of this place, which I do want to be doing a video. I do want to make a video of, so that way I can show you guys what it is actually supposed to be looking like. Again, I'm going to be terrible with words for a while. I am looking at a lot of this area because I'm not looking at this area for building anything, because the way I have all of this set up is that this entire castle is basically supposed to be in a valley, and the main structure is supposed to have its back up against the wall. Not saying that there's literally a mountain right there, but there's going to be a mountain there in the story. There is supposed to be a mountain like right here, or it's supposed to go uphill right there. So one thing I want to do one second. One thing I want to go ahead and discuss is the tower. So the time that it is going to be making this tower is probably going to be a while, because we are talking about specifically placed floors and rooms, as in it's not going to be simply made a 2-block tall flooring. It's going to be 3 blocks tall, and it's going to be placed in specific sections, so that way, you know, people or animals could get on and off wherever they're actually supposed to be getting on and off. And the most important part of the tower, or one of the most important parts actually, is supposed to be at the very top. I still have to go ahead and design the actual room, because in the story there is supposed to be a specific details inside the top floors, and I almost forgot about you. I remember seeing you during one of I don't know if I remember seeing you during one of my episodes, or if you just so happened to go up there. So, yeah, I wouldn't be standing too close to the edge, so I'm just gonna push you over there and leave you there. I'm not gonna push him off, I'm just gonna move him over so that way he's not gonna fall off the edge. I still have to do the flooring, I still have to finish the pillars, and I so much want to do the roofing. I want to do it badly. I want to get the walls done, the exterior walls done. I want to get it finished. The sides, I want this to all be finished, except I cannot start on this side until I finish digging out this side. For some reason, this side is a pain in the neck. I'm sorry that you have to see me like this, but trust me, it's a lot better seeing me like this than what it was like when I had to go into the ER. I actually had a really, really hard time breathing, and they had to give me like 4 different kinds of antibiotics just to go ahead and allow me to breathe normally again. And here is another issue. Tunnels. I need to go ahead and clear these out, because a lot of people have been talking to me at work, and they've been saying that they would just usually film up a couple spaces and that's it. But for me, I'm not like that. It bothers me to have an entire cave network, knowing to have an entire cave network running underneath here, because, in my opinion, if I was, in charge of this entire place, I want to make sure that there are no faults, make sure that everything's perfectly fine, and that the only way that someone is going to be able to get in and out is if, one, they're being seen, or two, if they're charging in. So, I want there to be no secret passageways that I wouldn't know about, and I don't want there being anything that, could be used to the enemy's advantage. Give me 1 second. So, anyways, I do have a lot of work. I have been working with TNT. It is messy. I hate using it, especially when it comes to demolishing a few areas like this, because what I had to do once was I had a entire mountain demolished so I could build a prototype, and I had the entire underground area, which is what we are going to be, probably going to be seeing soon, or probably not going to be seeing at all. We're probably going to be leaving it like this. But the entire underground area was, oh my gosh, not as deep as this. I would say, I don't know how many blocks that is. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, how many did I have? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right. I'd say I had about 25 to 30 blocks deep. And I cleared the entire underground area. Basically this size. And this is before all the Minecraft updates. This was when it was in they had a Pocket Edition mode, when they first started doing Pocket Edition modes and everything else like that. This is when I was experimenting with doing structures and everything. I wanted to build a big castle, and when I was actually starting to first put together ideas and everything, and I finally was able to start doing it in, I don't know if it was in 15 or 2016, but I was able to go ahead and get it together in a matter of a couple of months. But the fact that I was only able to do it in a matter of a couple of months made me think, nah, it's too small, it needs to be done bigger. Except they didn't add, I don't think they added the Infinite Land by then. All I knew about Infinite Land was that they only had something like that in PC version, and that I didn't feel like buying a computer just to go ahead and do it. When the update finally came to this game, this was one of the first structures that came to my mind. Also, speaking of years, Happy New Year, and I don't know if I said Merry Christmas in Kerbal Space Program, but Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to you guys, but again, like I said, better seeing me like this than what I was like a couple of days ago. I know I said ER yesterday, but actually I was in the ER 2 days ago, and like I said, I had a really hard time breathing, so it still hurts, and right now I'm sweating, so yeah, you're gonna see me taking the jacket on and off it a lot. So I still have a lot of work to do. I have to go back through some of my old videos. I'm going to have to go ahead and take a look at a few things that I have already done. I have to go ahead and look at a few pieces of information. The Nebula series I do have to get back to. But the one thing that I do want to go ahead and finish up and get done after I go ahead and fix everything on Kerbal Space Program is Far Cry 4. I want to get that done. I want it out of the way. And I'd say after I get the hang of both school and work and also dealing with my own personal time like YouTube, I want to go ahead and introduce something else. I did say that I was going to be replaying Subnautica. I was playing with it off camera in creative mode. I went to the dunes, and I don't care what game I'm playing, but every game that I have played in creative mode, the monsters never scared me. Except Subnautica is the one game where the monsters still scare me. The Reaper ended up attacking me, and I ended up screaming like a little girl. So I was looking at the dudes, and seriously, in my opinion, there's nothing really there. It's just a matter of, having the adrenaline rush. And the only other thing in the game is that you have ease of access to the Sea Treader's Path. It's not that deep. It's a little bit easier to get to. At the same time, I'd rather go a little bit deeper away from the Reaper or Leviathan just to go ahead and get those materials. Anyways, back to this. So, the doorway. I need to fix the doorway. And the courtyard is going to have to be something that I'm going to have to fix. Also, I found my my little board. So, I still have all the information on here. And after looking at everything, I can see the changes that I'm making. It's not exactly that different. A lot of the stuff that I have on here is still being made. It's just not exactly in the areas that I originally planned on having them. Of course, it's slightly switched. Like the dungeon tower, I was supposed to be having all the way on the further side, except instead I have it a little bit closer to my the main structure, and I also have the mines underneath it as originally planned. I'm going to be changing the sizing of the gardens and farms. The housing is going to be changed as well. I'm in the middle of deciding whether or not I should have it or if I shouldn't have had it. And as far as the what was the name of it? Oh, the No Man's Land, which is basically supposed to be an entire land of dead trees and blistering cold snow and ice all laid around the land. As far as distance goes, I probably wouldn't do it that far. Only because I have a few areas where it's patches of grass, and the way that everything is supposed to be set up is that it's supposed to be basically a giant square. I'm supposed to be having an interior wall, which is supposed to be protecting all the structures on the inside, and anything outside this wall is supposed to be considered a no man's land. So, right here is supposed to mark basically the end of the courtyard, and well, not the actually it should be ending the courtyard. I'm trying to put the words together at the same time. 1 second. Sorry about that. Gatorade has been the only thing that I've been able to really drink. Gatorade, water, and one of the only things I can actually stand eating are bananas. I don't know why. Pizza's my favorite food, and I couldn't even eat pizza, which really pissed me off last night because I really love pizza. So, I'm trying to look at the courtyard. Alright, so, okay, yeah, now I remember. So this is supposed to be the size of the courtyard. All the structures that I have are supposed to be within this area. What may happen is I may extend this, because looking at the mine, it looks like that's going to be going out of... It looks like it's going to be going out of the marked boundary a little bit. And another good thing about extending the line is that I'll end up having housing already included. So what I could do is I could probably move it up to, I don't know, let's say up here. No Man's Land doesn't have to be that big. In the game, it is only supposed to be a visualization of what is to be, but in the story, everything is supposed to be like twice as big, twice as long. This is supposed to be like the prototype of everything, even though I already have another prototype of this actual map. This is supposed to be like the ultimate prototype. Like, I would probably look at this to help me make an actual model of the entire map if I wanted to. I lost my way. Hold on. Where's the tower? Right there. So I'm supposed to go in this direction. Right? Yes. 1 second. Alright. So what am I looking at? What am I looking at? I don't want to make it too far. That's the issue. Because if I make it too far out, then that could be it. Well, here's the thing. I don't necessarily have to include the village. I just need to make sure that the important structures in this game are well within the area. The village, I could go ahead and easily take out and move if I wanted to. Like the tower over there, I can go ahead and get rid of. This entire village is not going to be that big of a deal. This will probably be a lot easier than trying to settle a freaking courtyard down, because now I have an entire mountain right here. Not mountain, or hill over here. So, obviously, that's going to be taking a lot of work. You're probably wondering why I don't pop the map up a lot. That's because I kind of want to be saving it for like a before and after picture. Because on my phone, actually it's on the computer now when I switch to memory, but I have a picture of the map when it was just a tiny little square dot of dirt block. And that's all that it was. That was when I was starting to get everything flattened out, making sure that everything was where exactly it was supposed to be. I also have the picture of the castle when I only had the tower. All I had was the tower. That's all I had. So everything else wasn't here. All this was still grass, and I just had the tower. I didn't even get the walls up that high yet. So this will be... Sorry, it's coughing. 1 second. Got it out. This will be finished first. I need the sides finished first before I could go ahead and start working again on the middle. I mean, in the meantime, I can make this a little bit higher. I can kind of lay out the flooring a little bit, but the main reason why I had this wall up was so that way I can kind of measure out the pillars, and I'm probably gonna have to do that to all the sides the other way. So just for safety, I'm probably gonna be doing the same thing over here. I'm glad I have everything sectioned off like I do, like this, with corners and everything, because it makes it a lot easier for me to go ahead and make sure that everything is exactly where it is supposed to be. Because, in my opinion, if you don't have everything sectioned off, it takes a little while to go ahead and get everything right where it's supposed to be. And I think I completely forgot about this spot right here. Yeah, this is a cave that needs to be worked on, and I still hate that noise. I don't think I saved the game when I was doing this, or I don't even think I even bothered looking in here. Ugh. Right. So I need to kind of look into this, seal this off a little bit. When I am doing this area, or the entire underground area, it's going to be huge. I'm also going to have to work on the interior of this area. This is the first thing I want to work majorly interior-wise. I want a lot of, basically everything decorated. I do have, I think I have all the blocks in here, but there are other decoration blocks I want to go ahead and look at, like concrete and stuff like that. But the thing is that it is supposed to be in a medieval-like time. I really want to finish the story so badly, get it published or have it edited and published, just so I can go ahead and talk to you guys about it, and I'm not spoiling everything for you guys, because I seriously have everything laid out. It's just a matter of me needing the time and, well, stop procrastinating, basically. Once that one hurt. But I really want to go ahead and explain the story to you guys, because this story is going to be like my most greatest accomplishment. I feel like it is going to be like my greatest, not only my greatest life goal, but also my greatest life accomplishment, is being able to write a really big novel series. And it's not just supposed to be like a couple of stories. It's actually supposed to be a real series, like 7 to 8 story series. Like, I already have the titles planned out. I'm already jotting notes down for number 2. I kind of have number 2 already started. It's just a matter of me needing to finish number 1, so that way I can jump on to number 2. But I really just want to go ahead and finish everything so badly in this game. But do you think this is a really good surprise? I get to have everything kept, all that information. For those of you that do have PlayStation and that have gone through this, you probably knew that I was, well, going to be able to transfer the information, but, 1 second. Probably knew I was going to be able to transfer the information, but for those of you that didn't, I think it was a pretty good surprise. This still annoys the crap out of me, and I really shouldn't be using TNT that close to the wall, because I really don't want to be fixing the stupid wall. Now, as far as this goes, what I'm probably going to be doing is I'm kind of gonna lay this out a little flat, probably trim this side a little bit, just that way I can narrow the height down. But the thing is that all of this landscape trimming takes a long time. So unless I had extra help, it's not going to be done fast enough. If I had 4 people actually over here helping me playing this and getting this landscape trimmed, we would probably get this side of the mountain and I'd say about right around here done in one day, easy. And we'll probably be able to move on over here and fix this up a little bit if we wanted to, because it's not even a lot of fixing up. A lot of this is already starting to slope up, so we could easily kind of move that up. Now the only issue that I have with the majority of the land over here is that this height, at this height, it's all supposed to be concrete or stone, sorry. It's all supposed to be stone. At this block level, most of this is supposed to be stone. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to be doing this. I need a light. Hold on. That's our redstone torch. Where's normal torches? I hate using the normal torches now that we have lanterns, but still need them. And the thing is that I thought I already had a torch on me. And that's another thing that needs to be checked out too. Are the caves over here and here. And I think there's supposed to be, yep, another one right there. And a little side off right here. I think there's supposed to be one area that was an aquifer. I don't know where that was. Right over here. Yeah, this entire area was an aquifer. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of digging, because for the courtyard, we're looking at land all the way down there, reaching up to that point, going all the way down over here, and going, I'd say probably up to the river. Oh God. Well, I didn't see the cap. I played this map for how long now? This specific map for how long? And I've never noticed this. Whatever. I guess I'll have to fill in the spaces a little bit, where I could just cover the top up and allow myself to make some use of it, just to allow me to have a purpose for it, because if it has no purpose, then I'm gonna freak out. But I'd say, yeah, that's probably gonna end up stopping in the river, or probably like on this little hill edge right here, and we're gonna be flattening everything on this side, and I'm gonna have to trim everything on the left, including this mountain right here. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of work that's gonna be needed to be done. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry, just looking at the map again. My map, not that map. So according to the very detailed blueprints that I have in front of me, I'm supposed to be having like three structures. Not exactly 3. It's supposed to be 2 large structures and then several tiny other structures, which is all supposed to be into one group, but I'm just gonna call that a structure for now. Let's see. I don't know if I want to line it up exactly with the tower, because if I do, if I do line it up with the tower, I'm probably gonna end up having a line intersect between here and there. Right now this is creative mode. All the mobs are off. It's peaceful, so that way I have less mobs inside the castle, and I don't have the Endermen taking everything off the castle. So I'm probably going to be leaving that tower there and having this as the garden section, or farm. Sorry, I should leave that as the farm area. And I gotta take everything into account. So what I could do, 1 second. What I could do, instead of having everything perfect, I could section a few areas off. So I could have a farm / garden, so I could have one specific area for something, and then an entire garden over here. And then I could have housing for the workers in this specific area over here. Just so that way it can make things a little bit easier. And so that way I'm not building everything as far away from each other as I thought I was going to. Just to make things a lot easier. Because if I wanted to go ahead and build something a little bit more complex and say that one structure is going to be over here, I'm just going to say structure. One structure is going to be by the tower, and across this entire bay over here, I'm going to go ahead and put another structure right here. There's not going to be really much, there's not going to be a point to it, because not only am I going to have to lay an entire area out over here for this, I'm also going to have to extend that line. So what happened, I mean, I have to extend it anyways, but I said that I could kind of leave the village out, and that wouldn't really be necessary. All I really need to do is keep the mines. That's all that I want to do, is be able to keep the mines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, I'm going to check and see how far I can go. If I end up reaching the center of the bay, yes, I'm reaching the side of the bay. Okay, that is awesome. That is really awesome. Which means that I could have the structures extend out to, I'd say, about this little pond right here. Extend out to this line right about here. And I guess I could figure out some changes if I want to make them, because what I'm looking at here is nothing shallow, nothing like too bad, but it's nothing shallow. And I have this, which could be a bit helpful, because this is right underneath the gardens. So what could happen is that I could dry out that entire cavern, I could dry off an entire section. And because a lot of these areas are shallow or shallow-ish, and besides that, sorry, besides the I keep calling it a cavern, but besides that ravine, I'm not seeing a lot. I could probably build up a little bit more. Because I see a lot of areas that are supposed to be ice. I could probably cover this entire area. Sorry about that. Alright. But I'll think about it. I might just go ahead and do a few sections like over here. But my main goal is to make sure that the outer, not the outer wall, but the inner wall is supposed to be right where it's, well, right where I want it to be. Now, as far as the outer wall goes, I don't know if I'm going to be running that along the inner wall over here, just so that way it has connecting spot. So that way I could have the inner wall go meet up in the middle right here, go straight down to where the other beacon is, or when I move it, I can move it down a little bit more, and the outer wall could go out a bit further. Doesn't look like it's going to be going through that much. Turn it around right here, make this into, do I have a beacon on me? No, I do not. Give me a second. Make this into an area, because this looks interesting. I cannot forget this, because there are areas that I do want to make into specific landmarks. So what I'm probably going to be doing is I'm probably going to be making a few beacons. What I'm going to do is get stained glass. Oops, red. There you go. There you go. So now I got a red one. So I can grab and attention of anyone, whoever needs it, which is going to be me. So I have that one, I have that one. And I'm just going to be making a normal beacon over here. Just that way I can pinpoint where I'm making the structure. I don't know why it's not placing down correctly. Alright. Awesome. So I have beacons down. Alright. So that's gonna be all for it for this. I'm sorry for stumbling with words. I understand that I mostly just go over information during these videos, and I come back to what is half finished or with updates, and I don't actually do anything during these videos. But the reason why is because if you guys really want to see me just sit there quiet for an hour and a half or 2 hours doing God knows what, then let me know, and I'll go ahead and upload a video or something. where I'll go ahead and do a live stream just so that way you guys can see me actually build this. But to be honest, I think that you guys would rather see the updates, give me advice, or ask questions, allow me to answer those questions, and off camera, I could go ahead and build the actual structure and have the time to do it for like 3 or 4 hours instead of doing a 2-hour live stream because that's all I want to do. No one really watches anything over 2 hours on YouTube unless they really want to. So, anyways, my throat's getting tired and I do have other things that I have to do. So, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. Have any comments, questions, or advice you'd like to give me, please leave it down in the comment section down below. Like I said, if you want to go ahead and see me actually building during one of my videos, then go ahead and let me know and I'll put it into consideration. And as always, if you want to go ahead and see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. You'll be notified every single time I'm uploading a video or doing a live stream. And as always, I will see all of you in the next video. Hopefully I'll feel a lot better. And once again, thank you for watching. Bye bye.